Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Patience. In today's video I'll be sharing with you guys how I made this tulle circle skirt with elastic. Before we get started, kindly click the subscribe button. If you have done that, let's get into it. I'll be using a satin fabric for the lining of this tulle skirt, and it is 2 yards. I'll also be using a soft tulle, and it is 5 yards. I'll be using this elastic band on the waist of the skirt, and this is about 1.7 inches. You can use more or even less. To cut out the lining, I'll go ahead and fold it into two this way, good sides together. This is the opened edge and this is the folded edge. After doing that, I'll fold it on bias this way. I'm going to measure the waist round, but I'll not be using the waist round on the waist. I'll be using the hip circumference to cut out the waist. So my hip circumference is 44 inches. I'll be adding ½ inch for ease and ½ inch for side seam, that is 1 inch. So 45 divided by 3.14, I'll be using a half circle. So I'll divide the 45 by 3.14, that will give me 14.3. So I'll mark the 14.3 inches round. After doing that, I'll mark the length of the lining. So I'll be using 20 inches, but I'll mark 20.5 inches because I'll be serging the hem. So I'll be making the lining 20 inches. I'll be making the tulle 25 inches. So I'll go ahead and cut it out, and on the waist I'll add ½ inch for sewing allowance. So this is the lining. We have the front and the back piece, as you can see, and this is my hip circumference, half of my hip circumference plus the extra 1 inch. So I'll be sewing on ½ inch. I've done that. I've joined the side seam, and now I'll be cutting out the tulle. So I folded the 5 yards of tulle into 2 and into 4 and into 8. So I am going to fold it again. This is just to be able to cut it out easily, and I'll mark my waistline, and from the waistline I'll mark the length of the skirt, which is 25 inches. I'll cut it out, adding ½ inch on the waist for sewing allowance. So I'll be cutting 2 of this. This is for the back piece, and I'll cut another one for the front piece. Starting with the front piece, I'll gather the tulle. So I'll fold it into 2 this way, as you can see, and align it. So I'll be sewing starting from ½ inch, because I'll be joining the back piece, the side seam. So I'll be leaving ½ inch for that. Starting from ½ inch, I'll use the longest stitch on my sewing machine to sew on ½ inch all through, and I will sew close to the ½ inch again using the longest stitch, just to keep the gathers in place. I've done that, as you can see. Starting from ½ inch, I've sewn the ½ inch and I sewed close to the ½ inch again. Now I am going to pick both ends of the thread and make my gathers. I'll ensure the gathers are even, and I'll make sure it is up to 22 inches. I'll do the same thing for the back piece, and I'm going to place, I'll be joining the front and the back piece, so I'll place them together this way, and I'll be sewing 1/2 inch on both sides. I have done that. Now I am going to trim out the excess. And I'll bring it inside out. I'll make sure to iron both sides. I've done that, as you can see. Now I'll be attaching the lining. I will place the right side of the lining on the wrong side of the tulle and align the side seam and pin it down. So this part, the side seam that I joined, I'll make sure to cover it up this way. If I'm sewing, I'll make sure to cover it up. So I'll pin it down, and I'll do the same thing on the other side seam. After doing that, I'll sew round by 1/2 inch, joining the lining and the tulle. I've done that. I've joined the lining and the tulle, and the next thing I'm going to do is to serge round. And for the elastic band, you can place the elastic band around your waist to know the size you would use, but I'm using 1/2 of my waist circumference plus 5 inches. Now I'll be joining the elastic band together, and I'll join the edge. I've done that. Now I'll be attaching it to the skirt. So this part of the elastic that I joined, I'm going to place it on the midpoint of the back piece and pin it down. I'll also pin down the front, and I've marked the sides also, so I'll pin it down. So when I'm sewing, I'll stretch it to fit in the skirt, and I'll sew close to the band and cover the stitch on the skirt. So this is how simple it is to make this tulle skirt. If this was helpful, kindly give this video a thumbs up and also click on the subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell to be updated when I upload a new video. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.